This is Valley News Live at 5.
Good evening, everyone. The city of Grand Forks now asking people to limit outdoor usage of water as drought is only getting worse. Let's go straight to Chief Meteorologist Hutch Johnson with the latest. Hutch.
Stacy, thank you so much. Let's take a look at a lot of things going on. Number one is the smoke that's across the entire valley. Unhealthy are the levels in the atmosphere, and you'll feel it, you'll taste it, and smell it. First alert weather day for that. Now, as we take a look at the radar, we have thunderstorms that over the last 3 hours that have stayed put right over that Larimore area and points north near that Turtle River State Park area. Griggs, Steele County seeing some slow-moving thunderstorms as well. Good news is these are dumping a lot of rain in areas. The bad news is not many of us are getting it. It's very isolated in nature, but take a look at this. It's almost awkward to talk about. We just talked about how dry it is. We got nearly 10 inches of rain estimated in central Grand Forks County. There is now a flood advisory in central Grand Forks County, basically north of Larimore. They're near that state park. So if you come across flooded roadways, turn around, don't drown. A lot of water is possible from that. Now let's look at that smoke forecast. Where you see the greens, that's icky air, basically. The blues, a refreshing breath where it clears out a little bit tomorrow through our western counties. Still smoky across Minnesota. Now we go through the day into Saturday and look what comes our way from the south. Increased smoke levels. It could be even worse than now on Saturday. Tonight, hot weather in the 80s and upper 70s for most of our evening. Isolated thunderstorms, we'll track those and have your forecast, Stacy, here in just a couple of moments.
All right, Hutch, thanks so much.
They have lied and they have conspired, and what they have done is shocking, it is mouth-dropping, and it is horrific. And yet they will be in church on Sunday with their arms in the air.
The parents of two teenage brothers killed in a 2015 crash are speaking out today, just 1 week after filing a federal civil rights lawsuit against Park Christian School and a Minnesota State Patrol trooper, accusing them of botching the investigation and covering up facts. That crash happened on June 23, 2015 on I-94 near Dalton, Minnesota, killing both 18-year-old Zachary and his brother 14-year-old Connor Qualvog. Valley News Team's crime and safety reporter Bailey Hurley was there at this morning's emotional and explosive conference by the boys' parents. She joins us live now with our story. Bailey.
Stacy, conspiracy and cover-up are two words used multiple times today as Ray and Kathy Qualvog and their attorney David Chapman spoke about their newest lawsuit. They say the biggest problem in the crash investigation comes from the investigator himself, Sergeant Rod Eischen, with the Minnesota State Patrol. Now, the lawsuit claims Eischen has close personal connections to both Park Christian schools and school leaders, including both the current and former school presidents, which the lawsuit claims Eischen never disclosed to either the Qualvog family or his superiors, because if he did, he would have been removed from the case, and in turn the Qualvogs say the cover-up for Eichen's friends at Park Christian never would have happened.
They're pure evil. This is ridiculous.
I don't want them to be able to do this to other people. What they have done has just been horrific in our lives, and it's been intentional, and I know that they will do it again if it doesn't get stopped.
The Qualvogs say they don't have a vendetta against Park Christian and aren't trying to take the school down, and emphasize they're not interested in money. Rather, they say they just want the truth to finally come out so they can start to have closure over 6 years later. So far, a response from either the State Patrol or Park Christian schools has not been filed in court. Stacy.
Thanks, Bailey. And coming up tonight on Valley News Live at 6, we show you the new evidence the Qualvogs say should hold the key to changing their son's crash report, but they claim the lead investigator hid it for nearly 3 years. That's tonight on Valley News Live at 6. Fargo police are asking for help identifying a man in the fight outside the old Broadway in downtown Fargo. It happened early Sunday morning. This video is being shared on social media. It shows a man who appears to be held on the ground and hit by another man. Fargo police are investigating but hoping to speak with the man who was hit. If you know who that is, call dispatch at 701-451-7660. A man is facing several charges after barricading himself inside a Fargo motel room with a knife. Kevin Brushwine was arrested for terrorizing, preventing arrest, drug paraphernalia, and 2 unrelated warrants. The SWAT team was called to try and make contact with him. He was barricaded for more than 4 hours. This all happened at the Super 8 motel off of Interstate Boulevard. Guests were evacuated from their rooms while police tried to sort things out. The SWAT team eventually set off a flashbang to distract him and took him into custody. A man is in jail after leading Moorhead police on a chase this morning. Terrence Gehrig was arrested for fleeing police and reckless driving. Police got word of a suspicious car in the 300 block of 34th Street North early this morning. That car was wanted in connection to a previous threat call in the area. An officer tried to pull the car over, but it took off. Police had to deploy stop sticks to stop it. Police in Becker County say alcohol was a factor in yesterday's crash that left a man seriously injured. The sheriff's office responded to a single vehicle rollover just before 6 on Highway 36 near 490th Avenue. That's where they found 37-year-old Robert Williamson lying in the road next to his overturned vehicle. He was airlifted to Sanford with serious injuries. The sheriff's office says charges are pending for that crash. Officers spent 6 hours looking for an intoxicated man in the water overnight. That call came in just after 11 last night outside the Holiday Inn in Detroit Lakes. Officers and deputies got boats and searched the lake, but they couldn't find him, so they called for more resources. Many agencies, along with staff from the hotel, assisted with that search. The man walked up to a command post around 5:30 this morning and told police he was the person they were looking for. No charges will be filed. Still no word on what caused a house fire in Bemidji. That happened overnight in the 100 block of Lincoln Avenue Southeast. Officials say the fire started outside the home, then spread to the interior. No one was hurt. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz signed an executive order today restricting conversion therapy for LGBTQ youth in the state, a widely discredited practice aiming to change a person's sexual orientation or gender identity. Experts have stated there's no evidence saying this kind of therapy works, and it has negative effects on the young people sent there. At least 20 states have banned conversion therapy. Minnesota joins 4 others whose governors took executive action against the practice.
Minnesota is a place where everyone's valued. One Minnesota where you're here, and this executive order takes us one step closer, and I would say Minnesota's a little more welcoming and a little more joyous today because of the work that everyone's done. So I want to
The Minnesota House passed a proposal to ban conversion therapy in 2019. However, it failed to pass the Republican-controlled Senate. Many American families woke up to more money in their bank accounts today. It was the first payment of an expanded child tax credit passed in the American Rescue Plan. Today, the president celebrated the start of those monthly payments, which will run through the end of the year. Each child ages 5 and under will get $300, and each child ages 6 through 17 will get $250. President Biden calls the payments the equivalent of a middle-class tax cut. The president also says this will be one of his proudest moments while he's in office.
It's historic, and it's our effort to make another giant step toward ending child poverty in America. I think this will be one of the things that the Vice President and I will be most proud of when our terms are up.
The full tax credit goes to single filers earning up to $112,500 a year or joint filers making up to $150,000. The payments will continue through December. The U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission is suing Amazon over product safety. In its complaint, the agency cites children's pajamas that can burn too easily, faulty carbon monoxide detectors, and hair dryers that lack safety mechanisms to prevent shocking users when they get wet. The agency wants to force Amazon to stop selling these products, work on issuing recalls, and notify customers who bought them. Amazon leaders say the company already does those things when the CPSC asks it to. Coming up next, we'll take a live look at the downtown Fargo Street Fair and tell you how one company is using the event to its advantage.
And if you're heading outdoors to the fair tonight, still some smoky skies, temperatures in the 80s. Tomorrow will be near 90 for those afternoon temperatures. It looks hot, maybe a break from the smoke, but all details on that. And a good old-fashioned heat wave is on the way. We'll follow some storms as well. Join me. Weather's next.